Jimin and Onwoo are two idols with well-established, highly respected careers worldwide. They've gone through similar situations, but what many fans don't know is that they both completely understand each other. When it comes to something that has brought them embarrassment, pride, tears, and even frustration on more than one occasion. In relation to that, Onwoo even got injured. To understand this better, it's important to know that Jimin is currently fulfilling his military service, which takes a physical toll on him, but also has its positive side. We should also remember that over time, BTS members have highlighted a pretty noticeable feature in Jimin, and he's shown a lot of pride about it. So let's get straight to the point. I'm talking about Jimin's booty. And before anyone questions it, let's keep in mind that the members of BTS have openly and publicly talked about this part of Jimin's body. In a similar way, when it comes to Onwoo, all of his fans know perfectly well that he's known as Buttmin. He's often felt a bit embarrassed about this, but he never imagined that the size of that part of his body would actually save him from a dangerous situation. The true beauty star shared on a variety show that while filming scenes for a music video, the stage he was on with the other members of Astro collapsed, and unfortunately, Onwoo got injured. This happened because a nail got temporarily stuck in one of his buttocks. Afterward, he was taken to the hospital, where a doctor told him he was really lucky to have a big bum because it prevented the nail from reaching any bones or muscles. In relation to the previous point, having toned glutes can definitely help prevent injuries in the lower back, knees, and hips. And in the context of accidents, having more muscle mass or soft tissue in the glute area could offer some protection when hitting the ground. So Jimin would be, in a way, more than protected against falls. Let's remember that Jimin has had a couple of falls and still came out unscathed. We should also remember that, for as long as anyone can remember, BTS members have mentioned that, when talking about butts, Jimin's booty definitely couldn't be left out of the conversation, because according to Hobie, that part of Jimin's body is really toned. And a couple of years later, Jimin confirmed that he's very proud of it. He said that a couple of years ago, according to his perception, that part of his body was more toned, and that back then, according to him, it looked unbelievable. However, he now feels that it has lost a bit of volume compared to what it was before.
지금은 그냥 좀 장난해. 아미 여러분들이 실망하지 않게 군대 가서 제가 지금 열심히 엉덩이 만들고 있는 중입니다. 이걸 보실 때쯤은 제가 보통이 아닙니다, 지금.
Let's remember that Jimin mentioned this weeks before starting his military service. He and Jungkook said they had been working out in those weeks to get ready for the military. Jimin said fans would be surprised by his new figure, and he was right. During the training or physical activity in the military service, he'd be able to build more muscle in his legs and glutes. This could lead to an increase in size and firmness in those areas. So Jimin wasn't wrong when he said fans would be surprised by his physical changes. But genetics could play a bigger role in this, and it's no secret that Jimin has naturally been blessed in this area. It's not just him. Other members of Bangtan have also mentioned on several occasions that they're aware they've been blessed like Jimin in this aspect. At this point, let's remember that as a gesture of camaraderie, over the years they've always made public jokes related to this, showing how much trust they have in each other. In a similar way, many idols have shown similar gestures publicly, demonstrating how close they are and how much trust they feel. Another interesting and funny fact about Onwoo is that he even showed his backside to some nurses who coincidentally said they were his fans. And before you look up whether this is true or not, I should clarify that Onwoo did this because he thought they were going to give him an gluteal intramuscular injection, but the nurses explained that the injection would actually be in his arm. So, Onwoo had to pull up his pants a bit embarrassed, but the important thing is that they were finally able to give him the vaccination, which benefited his health. We just hope that, in relation to all this, Jimin and Onwoo always feel proud of their bodies. As artists, they're often more exposed to criticism. And in Jimin's case, let's remember that there have been several times in the past when he felt self-conscious about his body. But a lot has changed since then. So let's always try to be kind to idols and help them feel confident. Let's also remember that Onwoo and Jimin are friends. And as for Onwoo, he's a very close friend of Jungkook. They were born in the same year, and they are known as the 97 liners. So Jungkook would also remind us that we're all special and important.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days away. Every hour, every minute, every second, night after night, I'll be loving you right 7 days a week.